So we're now in the portfolio studio that you can deploy yourself from sanity.io/create. And in the studio, we have a document type called person. And we have some persons here already. So let's say that we wanted to bring in a random cat whenever we made a new person. This is just a silly example to show you how to use external APIs for creating initial value for a document. And if we go to the guide called importing data from external sources, my colleague has made like a random cat API, or so we can go to this in the browser, and here we can see that we have some cats. So let's go ahead and just bring this in to the person type. And I guess we have to make a field first. So let's see. Let's just make it on the top here. So name, cat, type. That's just this will just be a string, just to make it easy. Cat. Like this, and I hit save, and hopefully the studio will reload, and we have this cat field. And then we can go ahead and prepare the initial value. So I go up to the top here and type in initial value, and this will be an API call, so we have to make an async function like this. And then let's just test out first if this works. So I don't know any cat names, so let's say Oregon Rex. That sounds like a cool cat. And let's save this and see if it works, if you then create a new person. Yeah, so this stuff works. And now we want to replace this with a API call. So await, and let's just use fetch. This is whatever is available in the browser. Usually I would import something like Axios or GOT or something, just to make it just to make sure that it always works. But for this example, we can just use fetch. And I will bring in the URL for the API like this. And since this is a fetch API, we have to transform the result to the JSON structure. So let's do that. And now I can save and show you what happens. So now nothing will happen. So usually when this happens, we have to check the console. Yeah, there's some stuff going on here. We're missing a type. It doesn't work as expected, and that's because we haven't actually prepared the data here. So then we can put in another then with the data. And a neat trick I learned from WestBoss actually is to console log it and then return like a data point, because console log will actually return as, I think, nil or undefined, and it will fall back on this value. So let's save and check out what happens. Yeah, so no cat is there, and we can see in the console here that we got all the results. So we wanted a string, so that means that we can go into the data array, we can pick the first one, and we can pick the breed key on this one. So this will be probably this one here. So let's save. And there we have it. So this is the basic like approach. Of course you could like put in a random number here from the array length in order to have a random cat, or just use another API endpoint to pull in whatever you need. You should be aware that not all APIs will allow you to make a request from the browser. Remember that this code will run actually in the browser, and that's because of something called CORS, and you can read more about CORS in our documentation. But that's a nice thing to be aware of, and you should like check the developer console to get any errors or whatever. So that was a quick introduction to how to use external APIs, and in a later video I will show you how to use the browser APIs to get in some location data. Yeah, so I've been Knut, thanks for watching, and see you in cyberspace.